sir. Please start.
We were discussing scramjet engine.
Yes, sir.
Scramjet engine, which is meant for reaching the hypersonic, supersonic speeds. A turbine will be placed inside. It is an improvement over ramjet engine. Efficiency for operating at hypersonic speeds, supersonic speeds, hypersonic speeds. That means no, it moves really faster. Why it needs to move faster? It should not be visible to any enemy radar. Enemy radar should not trace it. By the time it traces, it has to know, it has to leave the point. That's why the importance of speed to a missile is related to its identification from the enemy radar mechanism. Nobody should find out. Even in cruise missile technology also, why it is flying at a low height is that low height cannot be visible by a radar, so that it can know easily finish off its targets. If it is going high, it takes time. That's one thing. It goes high means no, it is easily identified the radar. Supersonic, what is a sonic? Sonic means equivalent to the speed of a light is sonic. Sound is sonic. 340 meters per second is the sound of is the speed of a sound. Here, supersonic means it should be more than speed of the sound. Hypersonic means it is much more, many times higher than the sound. Here, the scramjet engine can take the speeds up to 7 to 8 Mach. Mach is the speed of the sound is equivalent to speed of sound is Mach 1. Mach 3 means it is 3 times more than more speed, sound speed. Mach 7 means 7 times more speed. That means no super speed. In our some of the missiles, we use this scramjet engine only to attain a supersonic and hypersonic speeds. That is the reason. Then we talked about engines. There will be solid fuel, there will be liquid fuel. In a very advanced one, there will be cryogenic fuels also, like what we have seen in PSLV, GSLV. Then, now missiles can be segregated based on the warhead also. Warhead means no, the one which is meant to destroy, we are placing in the beginning of it. That is the warhead. There can be conventional warheads, that means which can be a gunpowder or new chemical explosives. Strategic warhead means it can have radioactive material. That means no, nuclear. So warheads can be either conventional or strategic. Strategic is the word which is no given for using nuclear devices. Then, how this missile functions? What are the different types? No, this missile functions. How it goes and reaches the target? Who helps it? There are 4 methods. In a missile, you can place a predefined map inside the in a digitalized fashion. No, you can keep a pre-decided a map. That is one method. According to the map, no, it moves, it reaches the target. Or there will be a wire guidance. Wire guidance again, no, is a communication through wire from the guidance system to the main unit, digital unit. It is through a wire. Or the signals can go either from the internal device, one operation to one part to the other part, the guidance signal can go. Otherwise, from the command station, that means no, from the earth, you can send through the signals. You can send, say, the you can send no signals to guide the movement of the missile even from the earth station. And internal guidance system can be through lasers, or it can be through radio signals. Command station signals can be through radio signals. The internally, sometimes it happens when you are no, so the information will be placed in such a way inside the guidance system. When it is moving, where it has to take, what degree of deflection it has to take, that is the guidance. It goes various terrains. From one area, a little height it goes and then now comes down. Like that, the movement will be very dissimilar according to the according to the according to the deflection degree, where it has to take a turn, up to what extent, everything will be guided by the system. So while preparing a missile itself, what kind of a guidance system should be developed for that particular missile will be decided. The terrain comparison guidance, that means no, pre-contour map will be there, pre-recorded contour map will be there. According to the contour map, the missile moves. Then a terrestrial guidance will be there. In the terrestrial guidance, what happens? The degree of deflection, the angles wherein no, it has to move, that will be given in a recorded manner so that it moves accordingly. When it is happening through internal guidance, I told you wire guidance, sensors will help its movement. Then I told you there can be a beam of energy also. A sensor can help or a beam of energy can help. These four methods, it helps. With this, we have almost no general aspects of missiles. How many types, how many classification, what are the types of missiles, how they operate, what are methods in their guidance system, what is the warhead, no, different types of warheads we have, and the differences, all these things we have learned. Now, we will discuss about some of the missiles, and then you will remember these names now, these missiles names you will remember, so that these missiles are in they are in operation for various functions in the military aspect. Now I will go to one after the other. BrahMos is the missile. BrahMos is a cruise missile. BrahMos is nothing but Brahmaputra and Moscow, India and USSR. BrahMos moves at Mach 2.8. That means 2.8 times more than a sound speed it moves. It can be used up to 300 kilometers. The target can be placed up to 300 kilometers. BrahMos can destroy a target which is placed 300 kilometers away. This missile can be launched from the land. It can be launched from the air. It can be launched from the sea also. The fuel is solid and liquid. There is a convention in our biodiversity. We discussed about various conventions, no, wherein they reach what is the carbon to release, what are the levels of emission, all those things. Likewise, in military weapons manufacture also, there is a group called MTCR. This MTCR, India was not a member earlier. Now recently it has become a member. Who is a member of this group can increase the range of cruise missiles more than 500 kilometers, up to 500 kilometers. I told you our BrahMos is a cruise missile which can go up to 300 kilometers. But same thing, if you have to increase the distance, target distance, India has joined this group. So now permission is there to increase the speed, increase the range of BrahMos. Why increasing BrahMos is required? Are we going to the war? Are our targets now very far so that we are not happy with this 300 kilometers range? No. The main important point for India going and joining a member in that committee to increase the range of BrahMos mission to more than 500 kilometers is to prepare and sell the vehicle, sell this missile to other countries. It's a commercial point. This is very successful missile. The countries, other countries, smaller countries and other countries know they are asking for supply of these things. That is why we are producing on a commercial scale. We are selling it to other countries, like we are buying some of the military equipment from other countries like China, Russia, America, and then Japan, certain other countries. The second one, the BrahMos 1, 2, 3. There are BrahMos 1, 2, 3. BrahMos 1 is land to land. BrahMos 2 is air to air. BrahMos 3 is land to sea. Each 1, 2, 3 categorized for the requirement of land, air and sea. Then the second series is Akash. We will go to, before that now, we will see Agni. Agni series, we will learn Agni series and then no Prithvi series. These two, I told you this is a ballistic, this is a cruise missile. Now we will see Agni, which is Agni series, which are ballistic missiles, and you have 1 to 6. I told you it's a surface to surface. Agni 1 is surface to surface. It can go up to 900 kilometers. This I am talking about a ballistic missile. Slide is not there. I'm note down the points. Agni series 1 to 6 are there. I told you 1 is a small range, 2, 3, 4 a medium range, and then intercontinental ballistic missile is 5. 6 is again ICBM. It is aimed to reach 10,000 kilometers range. Entire Agni series are indigenous. This you need to note. Agni 5, all Agni series are surface to surface missiles. Agni 6 is a multi-stage. Otherwise, Agni 1 is a one stage. 2 to 4 are 2 stages. 5th is 3 stage. 6th is multi-stage. What is the relevance of these stages? That means when one stage is there, it can go up to certain distance. When stages are increased, it goes to more distance. Each stage, you are adding propellant. You are adding an engine, just like a rocket. This is the details about Agni. Agni can carry conventional warhead as well as nuclear warhead, strategic warhead. This is Agni is a very strategic missile. We are currently using it. That's why this is very important for you. Then Prithvi is another series. Prithvi missiles, again series of Prithvi are there. Prithvi 1 is a surface to surface, and then Prithvi 2 surface to surface. Prithvi 3 again no surface to surface. Like Agni, Prithvi is also a ballistic missile which has a range of under 300 kilometers. Here we are not developing no Prithvi for a longer ranges because we have other missiles no for longer ranges. That's why we are not very much interested no to go with this. We are now developing only Agni for this commercial purposes. Then some of the other missiles, there is a missile called Shaurya. Shaurya is currently with us. It is a hypersonic missile, Shaurya. The Shaurya, why I am quoting Shaurya is that yesterday you learned no IRNSS, Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. It has got 7 satellites. It provides GPF to India. All these things now we discussed yesterday. Why I'm quoting the Shaurya, how Shaurya has become important is that Shaurya gets no guidance, tactical guidance from our IRNSS, our GPS system from those satellites. The Shaurya gets a tactical guidance. Again, you need to understand now what is tactical guidance. It's a range, a small range target is a tactical, and then guidance how to reach there, how it should be destroyed. The here our satellite system gives guidance to Shaurya. It can reach up to 600 to 700 kilometers. Then another missile which you need to understand is Sagarika. The very name itself, Sagarika means it is, you will identify it is now related to sea. Sagarika is a nuclear capable submarine launched ballistic missile. Like I told Shaurya, Shaurya is guided by our satellites. Nuclear ballistic missile is Sagarika. Sagarika is used to launch from the submarine underwater. You remember that. Variation is that Shaurya is guided by our satellite system. Sagarika is an underwater submarine nuclear missile. We discussed about Prithvi series. Then Prahar is one thing. It's nothing but a developed version. It's a tactical short-range ballistic missile. It is indigenous. Prahar carries only the conventional warhead. It will not carry a strategic warhead. That is the importance of Prahar. Why it can be duped no while giving a statement of Prahar. If once a statement comes, Prahar can be used for conventional as well as strategic warheads. Like that, if one statement comes, you understand that is a wrong thing. Prahar is used only to carry conventional warheads. Then Akash is surface to surface missile, I told you. We will also see some more. Pralay is one name, which is another missile. You need not worry about all these names. Basically, all these missiles are developed from either BrahMos range or no Agni range or Prithvi range. These are our basic missiles. Whatever advancement is there, whatever name they give, it may be slight variation will be there. There may be speed variation. There may be uh, new warhead variation and target variation. But the basic function principle on which it works, everything now is on these three platforms only: Brahmos, Agni, Prithvi. One thing which we haven't discussed till now is Nag missile. Nag is anti-tank missile. It is an all-weather fire and forget missile, anti-tank guided missile. Agni, Nag, 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 Nag is meant to as an anti-tank missile. A tank is coming, and then now you have to destroy an enemy tank. You launch Nag. The missile is specifically built for that purpose. Tanks will be really heavy, so that now a specific way of no functioning has to be placed attached to that. Nag is the missile, which is an anti-tank missile. It is a fire and forget, shoot and scoot, they call it. That means you fire it, and then no, you don't worry about it, and then no, everything it takes care of it. And it is Nag is one thing. So what all you need to remember? Brahmos you need to remember. Agni series you need to remember. And Prithvi series you need to remember. Nag is one which is anti-tank. Sagarika you need to remember because no, it is underwater and nuclear attached to the submarines. And air-to-air Akash missile that you need to remember. These are the major missiles. All these missiles were developed under a particular project called guided missile development program. This guided missile development program was an exclusive program which was started in 1980, concluded in 2008. The under the leadership of Dr. APJ Kalam, he was the pioneer for our Indian missile program. It is concluded in that majority what are now we are seeing, we are currently using in our military actions. All missiles have been developed, and a missile for every purpose have been developed. They are with us. So under this guided missile program, development program, all these missiles were developed stage wise. There is another missile called Dhanush. It is no ship to ship. It is only from, it is fitted to a ship, and then no, it can target another ship. This is another one. Nearby is another thing now which can go up to 1,000 kilometers. It is a subsonic cruise missile. Why it is needed to be remembered is that no, it is moving less than the speed of the sound. It is the only missile which is subsonic nearby. Trishul is another missile. It is surface to air missile. And Prahar is another tactical ballistic missile. Both can carry. I told you Prahar, we told Prahar is carrying only the conventional payload. It will not carry a nuclear payload. Few more. Akash, we told you Astra is an air-to-air missile. It is developed indigenously, totally indigenously. Astra is fitted to Sukhoi aircraft. This Sukhoi aircraft is not developed by us, it's an imported aircraft. Astra is air-to-air missile. That is why it is fitted to Sukhoi aircraft and then launched from Sukhoi aircraft onto some other enemy aircraft which is coming. It can function, another important feature of Astra is that it can function, even the jamming mechanism is there. The signals can be jammed in the air by the enemy. Still under that condition also, this Astra reaches its target. And it's a day-night weapon. You can launch it during the daytime, you can launch it the night time. That is the importance of Astra. Avangard is one more missile. This Avangard is not our missile. We have imported from USSR. It is 20 times more than the speed of the sound. Why we have imported? All these missiles we have developed, but this avant-garde we have imported from Russia because the speed is hypersonic, 20 times of the uh, sound speed. It has got one beautiful function. Many targets can be destroyed with this one particular missile. Multiple target recovery payload. That's not recently, that is recovery payload. That means you will send, you have to destroy, even at 400 kilometers, you are destroying a target. 1,000 kilometers, you have placed another target. 5,000 kilometers, another target is there. Likewise, multiple targets can be destroyed by using this particular missile. That is the beauty of avant-garde. Two things you need to remember. It is hypersonic. That means 20 times speed of sound. It can carry, it's an intercontinental ballistic missile because it has crossed 5,500 kilometers. Then it can destroy many targets simultaneously with a single operation. Then there is a K4 missile. It's an underwater ballistic missile like Sagarika. But Sagarika is nuclear. It can be attached to submarines. Here this K4 missile is also can be attached to submarines. It is also a ballistic missile. K4 is nothing but, it has come up to K9 now. K is nothing but Kalam. There are few missiles which we have, one more missile we have imported from Russia. This is called Strum Ataka. This is an anti-tank missile. That means our NAG is there, which is anti-tank. Anti-tank, if capacity increases beyond NAG's power, then we use Strum Ataka, which is imported from Russia. We are developing one under development. There are two. One is Pranash. It is under development. It's a tactical ballistic missile. It's an under development. It is a surface to surface. It is under development. We are now yet in a development stage. It hasn't come to, the development is not completed. We are not currently using it. And the another one is under development is Pinaka. Pinaka 2 and 3. Pinaka 2 and 3, this will be a replacement for avant-garde. Avant-garde we have imported, which can now destroy many targets simultaneously, whereas this Pinaka is intended to develop a multi-target destroy purposes. So this is under development. If Pinaka comes out fruitfully with equivalent capacity to avant-garde, import of avant-garde can be stopped and Pinaka can be started using. Pinaka 2 and 3. By the way, what is Pinaka? Pinaka is the bow in the hands of Lord Shiva. Shiva's bow is called Pinaka. When you hear Pinaka, you will have to remember a great Carnatic musician, a Veena player, Dr. Sripada Pinaka Pani. From his name also, you can know, deduce the meaning of Pinaka. Pinaka Pani is nothing but Shiva. Pani, Pinaka Pani, the man in whose hand this bow is there. Or he is the person who is now keeping a Pinaka in his Pani. So, simply, it's now a point of interest. It has, they have taken it from our Sanskrit. That's why I am explaining the name of Pinaka. With this, majority of the missiles, how do they operate? What are the intrinsic features of various missiles? What are the important names in our missile segment? These points we have discussed. There are few more interest areas like What are the tanks? What is the aircraft we have developed, we have imported? What are the features of it? And what are the artillery? That means now guns we have developed and then now we have imported. What are the helicopters? What is our submarines? How all these things operate? Those points we need to discuss. Probably in a couple of lectures, we will be completing entire thing about defense technology. When we are talking about sea waters, every country has got its territorial waters. That means from the country borders, 12 nautical miles in the sea belongs to that particular country. We need to guard that very zealously so that our territorial protection water, some of the systems are there. You need a certain kind of ships or boats to protect our territorial waters. And then for enemy warfare, you need another kind of ships or submarines, whatever it is. All these features will come in subsequent lectures. Too many names now you have learned today, but I told you what need to be kept in your memory, what have to be given a passing reference. I told you that way you don't know overindulge in keeping more number of names. The idea is that giving a name to you is that when you find a name somewhere, you should be able to relate, yeah, this has come there. When I talk about a Akash, you will have to see, this is a missile. Probably it's a name in the missiles now we have discussed in our previous lecture. That way, I want you know to not to overload your brains with too many names. Otherwise, no, you really get confused. I think I have already thinking that no, I have overloaded you with many names. There is no other way. Overloaded with all the names. Today, I am concluding this lecture. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, no, it's very static information. I don't think you will have many names. Still,
very informative, sir. It is very, including Sagarika. We enjoyed it. If they have any questions, we'll let them ask. Madam, we ask them.
Yeah, dear students, any questions? Kirtana, Sneha, Yashwini? Is it clear to everybody?